spot on. I mean, you can ask any of the lads. At half time, I'm not over happy, if I'm honest with you, because as you say, 17 minutes, we're 3-0 up and coasting, right? And then we have just literally coasted through game till half time. Never really looked in any danger of conceding. I think in defensive players, if we talk about it, you know, Vinny today is back to where he wants to be. I think he's had a couple of free offish games, but today he's back on the metal and he's done okay. I think the two centre halves have done well, in Willow and Murph, but then we've coasted through a game again, and that's the frightening thing and worrying thing to me, that probably at half time we probably could come in 4 or 5, right? And at half time, you know, we've talked about it, and I said it's a game now where if we concede, I'm going to be really, really annoyed, or whatever you want to call it, because I think it's a game where we can now go on and fill our boots, as you say. And in all honesty, I'm really, really disappointed we haven't done that, because second half we've had 4 1-on-1s where, in all honesty, we should score. We've missed a penalty. That's 5, and we've nearly conceded. You know, with a good save by Vinny from the penalty. Probably you can say it's not the greatest penalty, but you know, Vinny's done well to keep it out. But we could have conceded. Okay, we've got another penalty at the death, and you know, we've won the game and we've won both halves, which we'll be pleased by that. But I just wished at some stage we would take one of these teams to the cleaners as such, because we haven't done that, and that's where really, really good sides do. You know, I think Peterborough Sports come here and scored 9, and other teams have come here and got big numbers. And I don't, you know, we have got no divine right to do that, but we've had the chance to do that again today, and it's not the first time, and it does disappoint me in a way. You know, people who's been in football a long while say, well, you should be grateful that you're creating these chances, but you know, for the first 5 or 10 minutes we create these chances, or these chances come begging, and we take them. But we seem to get in this little mode when we get 2 or 3-0 up, that'll do us. And in quite honesty, and this isn't the first time I've said this, the second half was quite boring again. You know, where I think we could be talking about 7 or 8 or 9 tonight. We're not. We're talking about 4, and okay, for 7 or 8 we don't get no more points. We only get 3 points, but sometimes if you know, it's what we call about being on the metal and having good habits, and we ain't got that. We ain't got it, and it does disappoint me. You know, I've got to be pleased with a win and a clean sheet, but it just disappoints me that we haven't really finished the job off well and truly today. Yeah, it's a disappointing thing, and as a manager, it's not something you like doing. But I just felt that, I think, you know, when I spoke to Lewis in the week, I think Lewis he's got a lot of ability. I just think that, you know, he's not fit enough, and I think he knows that. And it is very, very difficult at the level we're playing at, because, you know, he needs to take it into his own hands a little bit and get himself fit, because we can only do so much as of a level 5 club, you know. And as a manager, you don't get a kick out of releasing a player, because, you know, it's it's not a good thing to have to do. It's like anybody else in a workplace where they have to sack somebody or make them redundant or one thing and another. It's the same thing, and you know, for a football manager, you know, it is disappointing when you have to do that, because you bring them to the club in all good faith, but unfortunately sometimes it doesn't work out. It didn't work out with Lewis. I'm sure if he takes it as a knock and you know, hopefully he'll get himself sorted out, and I'm sure he'll be back on the circuit in no time. But yeah, disappointing, but also other players have to look at themselves. And you know, I've said to him tonight after the game, you know, if I have to do it again, I'll do it again, but I don't want to. But if we have to, we have to. You know, we've got to make this football club better than what it is, and you know, and I'm striving to do that, and I'm sure we'll get there at some stage. We'll go back to last Saturday night when we're all really disappointed with our performance at home, you know, and we wanted to blame the pitch, and we're not doing that. We're not doing that because this pitch hasn't been great today. It's been really heavy, you know. But what we did do in the week this week, we trained really hard. We had a really good training session. The lads worked the socks off, and we'll do that again this week, because I just feel we've got 3 or 4 players that we're struggling to get to 90 minutes at this moment in time. You know, if you look at Yaka, and Yaka's, you know, we've got 70 out of him today, but the last 10 was hard. But you know, we spoke before the game about that. If we can get 70, it's 10 more than we got last week. You know, and he's had a bad injury and a long layoff, and he's not 21 anymore. But there's 1 or 2 other lads that are really struggling to get 90 minutes because probably not as fit as what we should be. So, as I say, we'll train hard again in a week, and we've got to get ourselves prepared properly for next Saturday, because, as you say, you know, we haven't won at home for too long. You know, 2 defeats and a draw, I think, which is not good enough. It's cost us dearly, but there's only us who can put that disappointment, that hoodoo or whatever you want to call it, out the way, and make sure that we're right for next Saturday. I don't know what the week's weather talks of. I think it talks of coming colder, I think. So we'll have to wait and see. But come next Saturday, Nirvana, you know, I remember going there really early in the season and a really, really disappointing performance. You know, and come away, I think 1-0 after absolutely dominating the game. Couldn't score, and they pop up in the last 10 or 15 minutes and score one. So we've got to remind ourselves about that. But to me, it's not too much about the opposition; it's about ourselves, and we'll be ready for next Saturday.
This one, I hadn't seen it. I've turned around, the keeper's kicked it straight to me. I took it like unexpected. I've gone to shoot and he fell, so I've took it around him and seen a gap and just put it in. The second one is a great passing goal. We've picked up on the halfway line. Billy, Vino, Fruey have played triangles around their midfield. Slipped it through to Eddie, and Eddie's just put it on a plate for me, really. And then the third one, I'm on for an hat-trick, so we got a penalty, and took it and just put it away. I think first start off, we've kind of killed them off, got 3 goals, and we expected them to come out and come at us, but they haven't really been able to create a lot themselves except from a pen, which is debatable whether it's a pen or not. And then it was fairly boring second half. We had a pen, they had a pen, but no real chances had been created, so it's kind of a dead game in the second half. Certainly owe Leicester and Nirvana a game. We should have beat them at their place first time round, but with the pitch being difficult at home, we've got to adapt to that, and if we work hard and play like we did today, then we should be able to beat them easy.